Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to the channel, or welcome back to the channel. We are the Mile High Property Brothers. Today, a fun one, an informative one. We've been kind of talking about this a little bit already this year, but we'll be discussing whether you should rent or buy in 2022, and there could be an answer to both of those.
That's right.
Stay tuned. Definitely watch all of this video.
Let's check it out, guys. What's up, guys? I'm Eli Schmidt. This is my partner, Will Grimes. And if it's your first time visiting our channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and don't forget the notification bell because we drop a ton of content all week long, guys. And we're telling you everything there is to know about moving to or living in the entire Denver, Colorado area.
100%. And we are licensed brokers here in the state of Colorado, which means as much as we love making these videos, we would love more to help you with those real estate needs. So that number that's popping up below, we are the guys trying to the phone calls, text messages, and those emails. So if there's something we can do to help you, we would love to do that. But with that being said, let's dive into it. Are we renting? Are we buying in 2022? What does that look like? We definitely favor one side, but it's also predicated on some of your circumstances. And there is a way to mitigate that as far as what you guys are going through. We're gonna dive into it. Let's get to it.
All right, guys, now this video is more relevant now than ever because a lot of you guys, maybe you weren't questioning whether you should rent or buy and you were just thinking about buying, but then you're like, hey, there's all this talk about the market shifting and everything. So maybe you're actually considering renting right now. So those are some of the concerns that we want to address in this video.
Correct. We're going to start right off and just kind of get into the meat and potatoes of it. So right now, per what our market looks like is we have 1,000 more homes, give or take, on the market, right? So we've had an increase in listings, but we've had a decrease of buyers because interest rates went up a bit, people stopped buying a little bit, and it is also just indicative of the type of season. Now it's like school is ending, everyone's going on their first vacations, it's Memorial Day weekend, it's July 4th. Naturally, you get less buyers on the market right in this little window because people are going out on vacations and doing other things. And because people are on vacations and doing other things, those sellers, they say, hey, we won't even be home. We can put our house on the market. We'll be gone for a week. We can let everyone come see it. So naturally, even outside of just this interest rate that's increased, you've got naturally more sellers and you've got less buyers, which is great for you as far as like, are you looking at being a buyer right now? So as far as your options that you have, it's phenomenal. And homes are sitting a little bit longer. You're having about 9 showings per home versus 25 showings per home. And you're having some price improvements on some homes, which is a price decrease on homes, even in some of the luxury market. We've seen some things even here in Castle Rock, where one of our new headquarters is at. We've had some homes go from 1.8 all the way down to 1.5 in just 11 days. Yep. That's a significant change, and that's contextual. I'm showing that home today to one of our clients, super good buddy of ours. He's looking at that home, but that's where you're getting some of those price improvements. So if you're that person that's on the fence and you could go either way, yes, you might be spending a little bit more on your interest rates, but what you could gain long-term on equity in purchasing at the right time, despite a little bit of an interest rate increase, you're gonna have a lot more to gain as far as equity here in Colorado versus what you're gonna have to risk as far as carrying a slightly higher interest rate before you can refinance or whatever you may be down the road. But if you're on the fence, definitely some things to be thinking about right now.
Now, maybe you're thinking that, hey, with interest rates rising, with more homes on the market, I'll just wait till home prices come down. Here's the deal. Even though we have those 1,000 more homes on the market, we are still so far spread as far as our supply and demand and that ratio, how that needs to be, that, if anything, what we're going to see is that appreciation slows down from 20% every single year, which it's been, down to probably 15 or 10, which is still huge as far as an equity side, but there's still so far to go before it would shift into a buyer's market. So let me give you those numbers exactly. So right now we've got about 4,000 homes on the market, 4,100 homes on the market. That's where we're sitting. That equates to about 4 to 6 weeks of inventory. So if no homes went on the market after today, all those 4,100 homes would be gone in about a month. For it to be a balanced market, not even a buyer's market, but just a balanced market, we would need about 24,000 homes on the market.
Right.
And that's just not gonna happen.
Especially in Colorado, guys. We've never been a buyer's market per se here in Colorado, at least in, maybe, let me check the last time. Probably sense about then, which isn't like too long ago, depending on how the scope of this planet that you look at. Could have been a blink an eye ago. Either way, digressing, what we're getting at, all jokes aside, is when you're in a market as hot as Colorado, even when it slightly starts to pivot a little bit, every inch, every opportunity you have as a buyer, man, that super matters for you guys when it comes to where you want to be, price points that you want to be at, and just more importantly, like the things that you can't change, right? So if there's a specific area that you want to be, if there's a specific neighborhood or lot that you want to have, those are your intangibles that you can't change about a home, and your opportunity to be looking at those is definitely starting to increase over the summer. And typical ebb and flow of Colorado is we also have a super heavy fourth quarter out here. So as summer starts coming to an end, people start going back out. They want to get into a home before the holidays or making a transition, right? As kids start getting transitions back into school, and it starts to increase again despite of interest rates or not, right? So when you've got these little windows of opportunity, yes, it might take a little bit of your vacation time, but if you're moving here, we also want to shed some light in that there's a lot of really cool stuff to vacation with in Colorado. So if you're not in Colorado right now, you got some vacation time that's planned, maybe plan some of that time around seeing some amazing things here in Colorado. We've covered a ton of that in some of our videos, and take advantage of seeing some of these homes or at least some of these areas to game plan where could you be, what could that look like for you. And again, if you have an opportunity of, man, we could rent, we could buy. Now, obviously financially, whatever, maybe if you just don't have an option right now to purchase in Colorado, but you still are moving here, your career's moving here, you're making a career change, and you are getting here, yes, whether that's short term, and we've had clients do this before where they've done short term Airbnb rentals for 30 days or for 60 days, in order to be here full time, to go out as much as they can with us to look at as many homes as possible to make sure that they're finding the right area and then the right home. And then once they find that, they're super assertive with making that decision and then putting an offer in. If you're not quite there and maybe a year and a half out, that's also okay. I would suggest continuing to look at our videos, go over as many areas as you can, because if you don't have an option and you do have to rent and this whole equity thing is just not an option for you, not a problem. What is an option for you is all of your research on areas and pinpoint an area that's commute good for you for work, or as far as like your recreation and everything that you want to be around. Find what you think could be the best fit for you, rent there, so at least you can get the atmospherics of that area and confirm whether you want to be there or not. So when you do purchase, you've done some of that homework and you know where you want to be.
Man, that short-term rental option is so good for a lot of people, because one of the things that a lot of people say when they come here is that, hey, we're just not sure we want to buy yet because we don't know the area we want to be in. Well, here's the deal. You don't even want to rent for a year in an area that isn't going to work for you, right? I mean, that's a year, which is, that year goes by like that. And then a lot of times that rolls into 2 years of rentals. So utilizing that short-term Airbnb option, whether it's 30 or 60 or 90 days, that's going to give you some time to really get a feel for what it's like to be a local. And then should you decide to purchase, great. You know exactly where you're purchasing. And then should renting ultimately be that option for you, at least now you know that where you're going to spend the next year is going to be a good place for you as well. And then one other tip here, if you are coming and you're doing the short-term rental, try and set it up to where you can do 2 weeks to a month in a couple different areas, because that's one of the benefits about having an Airbnb is you can go and you can explore what it's like to live down south, what it's like to live on the northwest or the west side, and really just get to choose the best option for you.
Great point. I hate when he's got great points. I don't hate when he's got great points. We're on the same team. It is a great point. And one point I will also leave you with as well, guys. Even if you are ready to purchase now and that's where you're going, and that's where the majority of you guys are at that contact us through our channel is it's either necessity because work is moving you, or you've made that commitment and you're moving and you are buying right now. A short-term rental is still not a bad idea, because a lot of times when you guys buy a home, one of the tools that helps you guys strengthen your offer is a post-occupancy for the seller of the home that you're buying. And if it's a traditional 30 or 45 day closing for your home, plus that seller needs 60 days to go out and find their own home, get under contract and close on that home. If you've got a short-term rental, you're okay with that seller staying in that home a little bit longer, even though you're on a timeline getting to Colorado, because you've at least got a land grab for you to stay at and have your family here, or have you and your wife or whoever's coming with you, your dogs, we love dogs here, whoever's coming with you, you've got that spot as an opportunity so you can be as strong as possible on your offers, and you don't have to necessarily rush into a home, if I'm making sense, right? But either way, a lot of great tools. Another great tool, Eli.
What a tool.
Another great tools, Will and Eli. And I will remind you that we are licensed brokers here in the state of Colorado, and just as much as we love making these videos for you guys, we would love more to help you with those real estate needs. So that number that's popping back up below, we are the guys trying to answer the phone calls, text messages, and those emails. So if we can help you guys out, we would love to.
That's right.
But until next video, you guys enjoy your week. We'll see you very soon.
Appreciate you guys. Take care.